The assassination order came through encrypted channels at 0300 Galactic Standard Time. Target, one human child, age 7 standard years, located on Research Station Kepler 442b. The contract was worth more credits than most beings saw in a lifetime, enough to buy a small moon or fund a rebellion. Zephyr, a Kethari shadow walker known throughout the Outer Rim for his perfect kill record, accepted the contract without question. His reptilian features remained impassive as he studied the target's photograph. A small human female with bright brown eyes and an infectious smile that seemed to radiate warmth even through the digital display. The client's identity remained anonymous, as was customary, but the price tag suggested someone with deep pockets and deeper fears. Children were rarely worth such astronomical sums unless they posed a very specific threat. 3 days later, Zephyr materialized on the research station using quantum displacement technology that cost more than most planets' annual budgets. The station hummed with the quiet efficiency of scientific pursuit, its corridors lined with laboratories studying everything from xenobiology to temporal mechanics. Finding the child proved surprisingly easy. She sat alone in the station's small recreation area, carefully constructing something with colorful building blocks, while humming a melody that seemed to make the very air around her shimmer. Zephyr approached silently, his bio-integrated cloaking field rendering him invisible to most known detection methods. He had killed hundreds of beings, warriors, politicians, crime lords, but never a child. The contract specified that it had to look accidental, and he had already identified 17 different methods that would satisfy those requirements. He was 3 meters away when the child looked up directly at him. "Hello?" she said simply, as if she could see through his advanced camouflage as easily as looking through clear water. "Are you here to hurt me?" Zephyr's hand froze halfway to his plasma blade. In his 3 decades as an assassin, no target had ever detected him while cloaked. His training kicked in. Complete the mission, ask questions later. But something in those bright human eyes gave him pause. "I am Zara," the child continued, setting down her blocks. "Dr. Chen says I'm special, but I think everyone is special in their own way." "What makes you special?" Despite himself, Zephyr deactivated his cloak. The child showed no fear at his sudden appearance, merely tilted her head with curiosity. His reptilian features, which had terrified seasoned warriors, seemed to fascinate rather than frighten her. "I am skilled at ending conflicts," he said carefully. "That sounds useful," Zara replied with the earnest gravity only children could muster. "There's too much conflict in the galaxy. The grown-ups always seem angry about something." Zephyr found himself kneeling to her eye level, a position that went against every tactical instinct he possessed. "What are you building?" "A city," she said, gesturing to her colorful construction. "But not just any city. This one will be perfect for everyone. Humans, Kethari like you, Zephyrians, even the silicon-based crystallines. See? These sections have different atmospheric controls, and these bridges let everyone meet in the middle where the air is just right for everybody." She picked up a small blue block. "Dr. Chen says I have a gift for bringing different things together. She calls it quantum empathic resonance, but I just think it's about understanding that everyone wants to be happy and safe." As she spoke, Zephyr felt something he had never experienced in his adult life, his deeply buried emotions surfacing like ancient fossils breaking through stone. The child's presence seemed to create a field of perfect calm, a space where his constant hypervigilance could finally rest. "Your parents?" he asked. "Gone," she said matter-of-factly. "Pirates got them when I was little. But Dr. Chen takes care of me now, and all the researchers are like family. They're studying how my brain works differently, how I can help people understand each other better." She paused, studying his face with unsettling insight. "Someone sent you to kill me because they're scared of what I might do when I grow up, aren't they?" The directness of the question stunned him. "Yes. Are you going to?" Zephyr stared at this impossible child, who looked at him not with fear but with something approaching compassion. In her presence, the rage that had driven him for decades, rage at a galaxy that had destroyed his homeworld, killed his clutch siblings, turned him into a weapon, began to dissolve. "No," he heard himself say. "I am not." That was when the second assassin struck. Vera the Bloodless, a crystalline killing machine whose silicon-based body could shatter molecular bonds with a touch, materialized from the ventilation system. She moved like liquid death, her faceted form refracting the station's lights into deadly rainbow patterns. But as she reached for Zara, something extraordinary happened. The child simply looked at her, really looked, and Vera stopped mid-strike as if she had walked into an invisible wall. "You're beautiful," Zara said softly. "I bet you sing like crystal chimes when you're happy." Vera, who had not experienced happiness in the 5 centuries since her consciousness had been forcibly uploaded into this crystalline prison, found herself trembling. The compulsion to kill, genetically programmed into her synthetic neural pathways, flickered and died. Within the hour, 4 more assassins had arrived and 4 more had found themselves unable to complete their mission. They gathered around the child like an unlikely honor guard. Zephyr, the Shadow Walker, Vera the Crystalline, Thok the gene-modded Berserker, Marcus the cyber-enhanced Sniper, and Siltara the Quantum Phase Dancer. Each had come to kill her. Each had chosen instead to protect her. "The client will send more," Zephyr warned as they secured the station's perimeter. "Let them come," Vera said, her voice like wind chimes in a storm. "Let the entire galaxy send its killers." They had found something worth protecting, not just a child, but hope itself. And they would guard that hope with the same deadly skills they had once sold to the highest bidder. In her quarters that night, Zara continued building her impossible city, humming softly as 5 of the galaxy's most feared killers stood watch. Tomorrow would bring new threats, but for the first time in their violent lives, they had found something more powerful than death. They had found a reason to live,